Hi everyone, welcome to week 6 picks and the NCAA football ranks. We're going to start with the Thursday nighter. Number 12, UCLA travels to Utah to take on the Utes. They're 5.5 point. The Bruins are 5.5 point favorites. I'm going to lay those points. I really like what Jim Moore Jr. has done since he took over reins as the Bruins head coach. I think they win this one by at least a touchdown. We're going into a matchup of two top 25 ranked teams. ACC battle. Randy Edsall's Maryland Terrapins travel to Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles, who are 16-point favorites, and I am going to take the Seminoles. I'm going to bet on Jameis Winston to bounce back after Boston College played them in a closer than expected game last week. Texas Tech takes on Charlie Weiss's Kansas team that he said was god-awful in the offseason. So I'm going to take Texas Tech, the 20th ranked team, giving 17.5 points. Moving into Louisville, the 7th ranked team, led by quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, taking on winless Temple. I'm going to lay the 34.5 points with Louisville and take them to win this one in a blowout. I think they could have 35 points by halftime. Let's go now to an ACC battle. Number 3, Clemson, 13.5 point favorites, traveling to the Carrier Dome to take on the Syracuse Orange. I am taking the Clemson Tiger all day. I just don't see how they can stop Taj Boyd in Syracuse. Leading to their next game, a team that couldn't stop Taj Boyd, that's the Georgia Bulldogs, the 6th ranked team. They're 10.5 point favorites, going down to Tennessee to take on the Vols, and I'm going to give those points too. As we go into our next game, Kansas State and Oklahoma State. The Cowboys suffered an embarrassing loss in Morgantown, West Virginia last week, so I'm going to look for them to have a huge bounce back game at home. They're now ranked 21st, taking a big tumble in the polls. Minus 14, lay the points. Now we got Georgia Tech taking on the 14th ranked Hurricanes down in South Florida. Georgia Tech was beaten by Virginia Tech last week, and I don't think that they can beat Miami even if the Miami quarterback does not play. Lay the 5.5 points. Going now to the 23rd ranked team, Fresno State, 26-point favorites over 1-3 Idaho. Take the Bulldogs. And now in a game where you want to get on the Oregon Ducks early, the 2nd ranked team, because the points just keep going up. But luckily Oregon can keep piling on the points. 39-point favorites going to Colorado, who were one of the worst teams in college football last year. We go now to Arkansas and 18th ranked Gators, Will Muschamp's team. I am going to take Arkansas. I really like Balima. I think that they played the Texas A&M Aggies tough with Johnny Manziel. I think that Bielema is a very good coach. I think that they win with Jess Driscoll out for the year for the Gators. We go now to 10th ranked team, the LSU Tigers, 9.5 point favorites, and I'm going to give those 9 points to Mississippi State. I think that no matter what, I think that LSU has something to prove after losing to the Georgia Bulldogs. I think on the road, going into Mississippi State, I think they win by at least 10. Now the 24th ranked Rebels of Mississippi traveling to Auburn to take on the Tigers. I think you have to give the 3 points here on Mississippi. They're not going to want to repeat last week's embarrassing shutout loss to the Crimson Tide. Give the 3 points. I expect them to win this one easily. And now TCU at number 11, Oklahoma, who've been looked so much better with Blake Bell starting. Lay the 10.5 points. Huge improvement ever since he started. And now, number 22, the team that forced Lane Kiffin to get fired by Pat Hayden in a LAX parking lot. 5.5 point favorites at Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's just gone downhill since that Michigan game. Lay the 5.5 points. Take the Sun Devils. Moving into the game of the week, we got two top 16 ranked teams. Number 4, Ohio State travels to Chicago to take on number 16, Northwestern Wildcats, led by head coach Pat Fitzgerald. And I'm going to take Urban Meyer and the Ohio State Buckeyes giving 7 points. I think that Wisconsin, I think they're a better team than Northwestern. So I think that you're going to see them Ohio State win by a touchdown. They covered last week, 6.5 points against Wisconsin. I think they cover this one too. Moving into one of my favorite teams to watch, the Baylor Bears, 17th ranked Bears, led by Art Briles, are 28-point favorites, hosting last week's upset team, the West Virginia Mountaineers. I think that this is a different team at home. You're not going to come. If this game was in Morgantown, I think you see a different line, much different line. But I think since this is in Waco, lay the 28 points. This is a team that scored 69.7 points in their first 3 games, leading to the West Coast game of the week. That is Pac-12. Washington, 15th ranked in the nation, go down to Palo Alto, take on the Stanford Cardinals at number 5, 7-point favorites. If this game was in Washington, I'd take the Huskies, but it's in Stanford. I'm taking the Cardinals in 7 points because you got to fear the tree. And those are my picks for Week 6 and college football. Thanks for watching.